Hello, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today. If you are here for the CIMA intro webinar, you are in the right place. We have a great presentation for you today. We're going to be highlighting the CIMA Certified Investment Management Analyst Certification, talking about the curriculum, our education providers, and much, much more. So let's get started. I am Carrie Estes. I'm an enrollment counselor here at the Investments and Wealth Institute. My colleague Gray Bullard is also on the line. Our role here is to talk with advisors about their education goals, see how our certification programs, online education, and live conferences can help create those goals, help those goals along. So please don't hesitate to reach out to Gray or myself with any questions, and I'll provide our contact information at the end of today's presentation. We are using a Zoom platform. All lines are muted. Please go ahead and type any questions you have into our Q&A chat function, and we'll get to those at the end of today's presentation. This webinar is being recorded and will be provided to you after we wrap up, and no CE hours are awarded for today's informational session. All right, so the good stuff. Who are we? Who is the Investments and Wealth Institute, the certifying body of the CIMA certification? So through our certifications, conferences, and online education courses, our mission is to deliver that premier investment consulting and wealth management credentials along with world-class education. Both firms and individuals turn to us for those professional development needs. Here's a cool infographic of our institute ecosystem. We are best known for those elite certification programs, CIMA, which we're covering today, our CPWA, which is our Certified Private Wealth Advisor certification, focusing on the needs of high net worth. We say that's 5 million and above. And our RMA, our Retirement Management Advisor certification, really focusing on retirement income planning and that decumulation phase of retirement. We also have some in-person education and online courses covering a wide range of financial service topics, great for continuing education needs once you do become certified. We put on some pretty cool specialty events like Women in Wealth and Diversity Elevates, and have 3 award-winning publications: Investments and Wealth Monitor, Journal of Investment Consulting, and the Retirement Management Journal. So you can see at our core, we're a trade association, an education provider, and a standards body for financial advisors. All right, so the program overview, let's dive in for the CIMA certification, the who, what, where, why, and when. Who is it for? Financial advisors, investment consultants, analysts, and wealth management professionals. CIMA is the peak international portfolio construction designation, providing a useful and relevant balance of theory and practical knowledge. The where, Yale University, Chicago Booth School of Business, and Wharton University of Pennsylvania. You can see we only partner with top 25 business schools to offer the executive education component of the CIMA program. And the why, we offer relevant content. Our curriculum really speaks for itself. A way to differentiate yourself and earn higher compensation, give you that confidence and credibility, and then lastly, that expert instruction that I mentioned in the where. And the when, we say right now. Really, this is unique to each and every advisor, but we think right now is the best time to invest in yourself and your business through a certification. But again, Gray and I are available to talk through that when and see when the best time fits for your schedule and what our education providers offer. So looking a little deeper into the core curriculum here, you can see at a high level, we have 5 knowledge domains, starting with fundamentals, which dives into global capital markets, applied finance, and economics. Investments, diving into that fixed income, alternative investments, real assets, and options and futures. Portfolio theory and behavioral finance, so investment philosophy, styles, and strategies, dissecting that behavioral finance theory. Risk and return really speaks for itself, attributes of risk, performance measurement, and attribution. Portfolio construction and the consulting process, really merging 1 and 4 together, creating that investment policy statement, client discovery process, manager search and selection, and portfolio review and revisions. Go ahead and take a screenshot of this. We also list these on our website. So this is a great way to really understand the curriculum and see if it's the right fit for you. 5 reasons to earn your CIMA certification. You may be asking yourself, why should I invest my time and energy into earning the certification or the CIMA Here are the top 5 reasons that CIMA certificants say they earned the CIMA. 1, relevant content. So CIMA at its core combines that theory and practical knowledge. When I speak to advisors on the phone, I really recommend starting with a detailed content outline. So we just reviewed the 5 pillars of the CIMA certification. Our detailed content outline goes much deeper in what to expect going through the program. So once you have the opportunity to review that, I think you'll see that the curriculum really speaks for itself. That's where when I talk to advisors, they find that CIMA is the most relevant within the industry because it's applicable knowledge that they can take away. It really is relevant to what they're doing in their practice as a client-facing advisor, and apply it as soon as they finish the program. So that detailed content outline lives on our website, but it's maybe not the most obvious spot. So please feel free to, again, to reach out to Gray or myself, and we'd be happy to pass that along to you and walk you through those core topics of the curriculum. Competitive differentiation, what will make you stand out from the advisor down the street? What will make a client move more assets to you, or give you a larger part of their wallet share? So give yourself that competitive differentiation. Higher compensation, CIMA advisors report earning more than other advisors without the CIMA certification. More confidence with clients. It's an increasingly complex marketplace. So CIMA provides the confidence to work with a more affluent client. And that expert instruction, I highlighted that in our previous slide, but we only partner with elite education through Chicago Booth School of Business, Wharton University of Pennsylvania, and Yale University. So when you take a look at that balance of practical application and technical knowledge, a lot of times when I have conversations, advisors will say, well, what's the difference between CFP and CIMA and perhaps CFA? A lot of times you're comparing other certifications as you decide which education route is best for you. So here's a nice market comparison of CIMA, CFP, CFA, and our other designation, our CPWA. So CIMA compared to CFP, we say CFP has a great holistic financial planning certification. You learn a lot of holistic financial planning topics, but you don't go too deep into any particular topic. Where CIMA really narrows that focus on investment management, policy and plan design, portfolio construction, and investment fundamentals, along with advanced theory. So again, you can see there the curriculum focus, who is it ideal for, exams required, minimum work experience. This is a great time to take a screenshot if you're looking at which certification perhaps is best for you. And then on the other side, we have the CFA, which is really for those security analysis and the portfolio managers. It's very technical in nature, and you can see there that you, on average, time commitment is 3 years. I just spoke with a gentleman who's wrapping up year 8 of trying to finish that CFA. So in comparison to CIMA, which is typically a 9-month program for advisors to complete from start to finish, you can see you still get that analytical side of the technical knowledge paired with that behavioral finance, human element to the program. So CIMA really is a nice fit in between CFP and CFA. And then lastly, I also get a lot of questions about, I'm interested in both CIMA and CPWA. And what's the right fit for me? Well, we have a lot of what we call dual holders here at the Institute who pursue CIMA and CPWA. They're a great complement of one another. Again, CPWA, our Certified Private Wealth Advisor, speaks to the needs of high net worth clients, where CIMA, again, is very heavy in its investment management focus. So if you're interested in both, or what's the right timing for you, again, please feel free to reach out to Gray or myself. We have conversations all day long about what certification is the right fit. And going back quickly to those 5 reasons why you should earn, it's all here in the value of CIMA research, that higher compensation, those key differentiators, relevant content, and again, that confidence and credibility. These third-party research speaks to the value of earning the CIMA and CPWA certifications. So please feel free to reach out to Gray or myself for a copy of the research, and you can take a look for yourself. So steps to earn CIMA. These are the 4 steps you need to do to be fully certified in the program. First starts with number 1, submitting an application to us, the Investments in Wealth Institute. We have an online application at www.investmentsandwealth.org. You will pass a comprehensive background check and pay a $9.95 fee at that time of application. Our team asks for about 5 to 10 business days to review your application and hear back on your acceptance into the program. Next, you would go through the executive education program through one of our registered education providers. Again, Yale, Chicago Booth, or Wharton. And 3, you'd pass a comprehensive comprehensive exam. And we'll go into details of what that exam looks like here in just a moment. And 4th, you'd complete a second background check once you've completed the executive education piece along with that final exam and pay initial certification fee of $395. Here's another view of what it looks like to earn the certification. We recommend about 150 to 250 of self-study hours. You see that wide range because advisors come to us from all areas of financial services, all different backgrounds of how long they've been in the industry. So it's really up to you to set the parameter of how long you study the material, but that 150 to 250 range is a nice place to start and get an understanding and feel for the material. Through on-demand readings and quizzes, a formula worksheet, you'll use the education provider if you're choosing to move along the program. We also have what we call the Candidate Resource Center. It's a free platform to you to really familiarize yourself with that financial calculator. And you'll have access to that as soon as you become a candidate, along with your executive education provider's online material. And then lastly, that final certification exam. And again, we'll go over that in detail here in just a moment. Here is a breakdown of our CIMA education providers. I'm going to start on the far left there, the light blue with University of Pennsylvania Wharton. They had one class in 2022 and are currently looking at restructuring their program. So please refer back to our website in the fall or early next year to see what options they have available through Wharton. Yale offers a fully on-demand self-paced program. It includes education course and online test prep materials. It's really meant for a self-motivated, structured person who can move through the self-paced program. It does offer a ton of flexibility with its ongoing enrollment. And second, University of Chicago Booth School of Business. They have more of a hybrid type program, offering a combination of live online lectures, on-demand videos, and recommended 2-day in-person or live virtual test prep session. The next class deadline for that Chicago Booth class is August 15th of this year, with the online class running through December 2nd of 2022. So again, Yale University is a fully on-demand self-paced program with ongoing enrollment. University of Chicago Booth School of Business has set class dates. So please reach out if you still have questions and want to dive into that a little deeper on your education providers. That's typically where conversations lead, which provider is best for me. And I'd be happy to walk you through that based on your learning style and if you have a particular affiliation with the school. Here's another breakdown of the exam itself. You'll see portfolio construction and consulting process takes up 25% of those exam questions. Portfolio theory and behavioral finance, risk and return investments, all 20%, and fundamentals there at 15%. Our detailed content outline that I mentioned in the beginning of the webinar also does this in a much more granular level where it dives into what percentage you'd expect for each individual topic on the exam itself. This is more of a high level look at the exam. So diving further into that exam, 140 multiple choice questions, a 5-hour long computer-based exam. We work with Pearson VUE, which is an in-person testing option, and ProctorU, which is an online testing platform. There is ongoing enrollment for that, the exam itself. So no testing windows. I know other certifications out there may have testing windows throughout the year. You can sit for the exam anytime after completing that executive education piece of the program. Calculator policy, you will be provided sample formula sheets during the time of testing, and I'll get to those here in just a minute. And we have a approved calculator list on our website under exam overview. Again, I'd be happy to send you a link to those after we wrap up today's presentation. Here's those game-changing formulas, we like to call them. You can take a screenshot here, or again, I can send you a link on our website. These are the formula sheets that you'll be provided at the time of test taking. You're not expected to memorize all of them, which is, you can breathe a little sigh of relief. And then here at the Investments in Wealth Institute, we pride ourselves on our scholarship program. We have the Diversity Scholarship, Women in Wealth, and Center for RIA Excellence scholarship programs. So please reach out to Gray or myself if you have questions about the scholarship. We'd be happy to walk you through that application process. Up to $2,000 can be awarded for the program. And then imagine your future. This is how some of my colleagues and advisors I speak with that have finished the program, this is how they feel after finishing the certification. It is a rigorous process. It's meant to be to prepare you for the unique challenges of being a financial advisor, but it's also very rewarding. So this is what we think is an indicator of how you'll feel once you complete the program. So again, if you're ready to talk, if you're ready to walk through those education providers or your timeline, what fits best for you in your practice, please reach out to Gray or myself. Here is our information. You can go ahead and take a screenshot of this. Our Director of Programs, Mike Kurz, is also a great resource. He is both CIMA and CPWA certified, so he has more of that technical expertise about the programs themselves. So yeah, take a screenshot of this and reach out with any questions. We are going to open it up for questions. I'm going to have my colleague Gray Bullard hop on the line with me and see if we have any questions. In the meantime, I'm going to bring it back to our screen here so you can look at our emails and direct phone numbers if you have any questions. Gray, I'm going to let you see if there's questions because I'm having a hard time. There we go. All right, so looks like a question about continuing education. Because CIMA is a certified credential, you will have ongoing continuing education. We require 40 hours of CE over a 2-year period. You can get that CE from a wide range of avenues, through your company, through large industry events, through one-off webinars. But of course, we here at the Investments in Wealth Institute really pride ourselves in our education. So we have certificate programs touching a wide variety of financial service topics. If you become CIMA certified and choose to pursue the CPWA, you can get 40 hours towards your CIMA, just going through CPWA or RMA, which is a really great perk of being a dual holder here at the Investments in Wealth Institute.
I think we have some questions here on cost as well, in terms of the overall cost of the program for each education provider. So yeah, so again, it's $995 up front. That's that will include your membership for 2 years. It will also include your first exam take, as well as a background check. And then the 2 different education providers, Yale and Chicago Booth. Yale is $4,500. You'd pay that directly to the Yale School of Management. And then Chicago Booth is a little bit more, it's $4,900. And once you get through the education provider, you take the exam. Once you pass that exam, you would pay a certification fee, a final fee of $395. So that's the all-in cost. But again, as we've discussed, there is tuition assistance for diversity, equity, and inclusion, and women in wealth, also veteran as well. So there is some tuition assistance for those overall costs.
Looks like we have another question coming here about overlap of CFP and CIMA CE.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to say it's almost 1 for 1. So if you're submitting CFP CE, it should approve for CIMA CE. We do have a list of approved topics for the CIMA certification, CPWA certification overlap. So I'd be happy to pass that along after today's call. But yes, we have a ton of CFPs who earn their CIMA. And so there's a ton of overlap with CFP CE. I know there's only 30 required there at CFP, but going through the CIMA program has been already pre-approved for 28 hours of CFP CE. So another great perk of if you're already CFP certified, just earning the CIMA alone qualifies you for everything but those 2 ethics hours of approved CFP CE credit. And then when you're applying, we do have a place to provide your CFP ID. And we ask that you do that, and we'll submit to the CFP board on your behalf as soon as you complete the CIMA program.
Yeah, and I see a question about costs of continuing education. They can range a bit. We do have a lot of many hours of CE online education on our website that we offer. We also have ways in which you can get an hour of CE by taking quizzes from. We have a magazine that comes out every few months, and there are quizzes that you can take for $25 for an hour of CE. We also have conferences throughout the year. We just had our ACE conference, our national conference, this past few weeks ago in Nashville, Tennessee, and that's a great way to get continuing education either in person or on demand. You can do early bird prices for those conferences, so it's a great way to get a lot of your continuing ed for a year or two. But again, it's 40 hours over 2 years, so it's average 20 hours a year. It's certainly manageable, and as long as you're sort of staying on top of things, you can manage that.
Certainly. Advisors I speak with all the time say that CE is typically something that I have a lot of access to. Again, the type of CE that you get, and that's why we pride ourselves here at the Investments in Wealth Institute on the high level of education that we provide for our continuing education through certificate programs, online conferences, and live conferences like Gray just mentioned. You really get a lot out of the continuing education, and not just checking off a CE requirement, but really getting some great knowledge through our continuing education offerings.
Yeah,
Great
and I think
question.
and the average is around between $50 and $75 per hour of CE.
All right. Any other questions for us today? As I mentioned, a lot of questions usually are surrounding that education provider and what's the right fit. So that's usually pretty unique to you as an individual, and that's where Gray and I, love to hop on the phone, a quick phone call, walk you through what those look like, what's the right fit for you. We also have really great relationships with all three education providers, but really right now Chicago Booth and Yale offering classes with their directors. And so if you have more in-depth questions about their program, they also are a great resource, and we'd be happy to pass along their information to you once we have a conversation. So excellent. Well, thank you so much for your time today. I know we're a little short on time, but I hope you'll get a few minutes back in your day. And again, Gray and I are always available to reach out, and we'd love to talk about your education goals and how CIMA would be the right fit. So enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.